Task 3 is another simple extension to Task 1, and it's even simpler than Task 2. So let's look at what Task 3 is about. Task 3 is about making the payments fairer. For example, let's look at this scenario. You arrive on Monday at 15 o'clock and you want to park for 2 hours. Now, arriving at 15 o'clock means you're going to be in the early timings from 15 to 16 o'clock, and then from 16 o'clock to 17 o'clock, you can go with price late. Okay, so if we go with task 1 at the top here, if you arrive on Monday at 15 o'clock and you park for 2 hours, that costs you $20. And if you have a frequent parking number, you'll get a discount and you'll only have to pay $18. But if after programming task 3, so after we make the payments fairer and you come in on Monday at 15 o'clock and you park for 2 hours, then you would pay one of those hours as $10 plus the second hour as price late, which is $2. So you would have to pay 12, and if you get that discount of 10%, because the discount of the frequent parking number depends on what time you arrive, you'll also only have to pay 10.8. So there's a huge difference between the payments from task 1 to task 3. So let's look at what we're going to do to be able to solve task 3. Now in task 3, we have the same first 5 steps. So we still have the beginning of task 1, we have the declarations of step 1, we have inputting the parking day of step 2, we have step 3, which is searching for the index of that parking day, we have step 4, which is inputting the arrival hour. We have step 5, which is inputting the number of hours you plan to park your car. And finally, let's look at step 6, which is calculating the final cost, and step 7, which is the frequent parking number. The only thing we need to do now is change step 6 because we need another variable. We need a variable called depart time. The departure time or depart time is equal to the arrival hour plus the number of hours you're staying. So for example, if you're arriving at 15 o'clock and you're staying for 2 hours, your departure time is 17 o'clock, okay? Now let's look at the two scenarios for how that's going to affect the final cost. If the departure time is before 16 o'clock, so it's in the morning, then this fairer payments issue doesn't really concern you because you're still paying the same thing. So your final cost is your price morning, and price morning is the price early of index multiplied by the number of hours. Else, that means you're departing after 16 o'clock, we're going to divide the final cost into two parts, into price morning, and that's the amount of money you need to pay before 16 o'clock, which is equal to the price early multiplied by that particular index times 16 minus the arrival time. Let's take an example. So the same example as before, you're coming in on Monday at 15 o'clock, and how much are you going to pay for that 1 hour? You're going to pay price early of index, which is 1. So you're going to pay $10 times 16 minus 15. So you're going to pay $10 times that 1 hour, okay? And then we're going to pay for price evening, which is equal to the constant price late, which is $2 per hour. Okay, so your final cost now becomes price morning, which happens to be $10 for that 1 hour on Friday before 16 o'clock, and price late, which is $2 for that 1 hour after 16 o'clock. Okay, so that's all we need to do in task 3. We just need to change step 6 into a new step 6, add in those variables, depart time, price morning, and price evening. Okay, and the code is, it's the same final code with steps 1 to 5 unchanged, step 7 of the FPN code unchanged, only step 6 has been changed. That's the end of task 3. If you'd like one program with task 1, task 2, and task 3, you would simply just take the task 2 code from the last video and modify step 6, which is this modification from this task 3 code, and that would be your entire full paid parking program. I hope this was beneficial. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.